So I get it. I used to be stereotypically what people call a millennial. I was lazy, entitled, and somewhat good at technology. And pretty good. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm gonna be showing you the thing that all millennials need to hear. I mean, maybe not all of them, to be fair. I mean, I think I'm a millennial. Maybe I don't need to hear this. Maybe I do. I do know that I needed to hear this about 3.5 years ago. And I've recently been talking to a couple other people that we'd consider to be millennials, and I've given them some advice for how I've become successful and good at what I do and lived a freedom lifestyle, because I think that I may have a lot of what a lot of millennials may want, where I have freedom to do what I want when I want to do it. I have the financial abundance where I could travel the world and live in a cool house, and really just the freedom to be and to do what I want. Away from tradition, not any 9-to-5 job that I don't really care about. And the thing I want to share was how I created that bridge from the old reality of working a 9-to-5 job I wasn't passionate about, the kind of mindset I had, how I was kind of waiting for things to happen, and then how I just started to become it, and how I became it, using and understanding what I'm about to share with you in this video. So this really also has to do with understanding the common patterns within many millennials that I've noticed. And this isn't stereotypical, it's not judgmental in any way. I'm a millennial, like I believe. I think anyone born after the 80s is considered a millennial, between the 80s and like 2000. I think that would be me. So in any ways, I'm gonna be talking kind of about the shadow side of a millennial, and understanding the way that a lot of millennials are looked at as, in a way, as the stereotype being lazy, entitled, and somewhat good at technology. So here's one of the things that I think has happened at a spiritual level. Now this is gonna sound esoteric. We're gonna go a little bit down the esoteric rabbit hole here. But I believe that we are eternal spiritual beings having temporary human experiences. And there is the work of Dolores Cannon, for example. A lot of the books by Dolores Cannon are transcripts of people that were in a deep level of hypnosis. And what happens is their higher self or their subconscious mind comes through, and then they are asked questions. And a lot of times these people are in a trance state, and they may say things like, I came here at this time to be a part of XYZ, to do this. What was your relationship with your family like, your dad like, your mom like? What was the purpose of that relationship? This kind of information comes through. And one of the common themes that happened for anyone that was pretty much born after the 1980s was that many of them said, I came here to be a part of a great change in consciousness. I came here to be a part of a great shift. And that, in a way, is what I believe is happening. So what happens is you have these millennials, many of which know they're not here to keep their tradition going of the old system. They get kind of bored with the old system, the old way of going about things. Maybe their parents paved the way in a certain way, but there was all this really hard work involved. There was this way of going about it that just seemed kind of old, outdated, and like there's probably a better way to go about it. And what happens is the millennials then see that and go, yeah, it doesn't resonate for me to do those kind of things. They may even use the word resonate. It doesn't resonate. Go do this hard work. It's like, it doesn't resonate. It doesn't resonate. But the part of this that's easy to see is that a lot of millennials, they didn't come here to maintain the status quo. They came here to change up, okay? They wanted to change it. So the thing is when we talk about that, many millennials, let me see if this is you. If you're listening to this, you're a millennial, or you have your millennial kids and you want to send them this video. Many of the millennials want to make change. They really want change. It's just that they may not want to actually do it to make the change. They may not want to be the change makers, but they want the change. Now the key about this to understand, as a millennial coming into their power, it's about knowing that you came here to not just want the change, but you came here to make the change as well. And that's something I had to learn. I recently had a talk with a buddy of mine who's in the process right now of kind of where I was about 3.5 years ago, of having a 9-to-5 job I'm not passionate about, but going full time doing what I love, which is making YouTube videos and teaching these ideas and traveling the world and doing live events. Like, I've known I wanted to do this since pretty much I was in forensics debate in high school. I knew I wanted to be a public speaker, but I didn't know exactly how to go about that. One of the ways I literally, I watched the movie The Secret back in the day, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna manifest being this public speaker. Now, first off, I have a lot of videos on the law of attraction. I believe the law of attraction is something that is a real thing, but the way I was going about that was, my idea was I was just simply going to think about it. I was going to think about it, and I was going to set these intentions, and part of my intention was I was working that 9-to-5 job selling women's shoes. I was going to manifest Tony Robbins coming into work, me helping Tony, and him being like, whoa, Aaron, you have this potential. I'm going to put you on. I'm going to put you on, and you're going to be huge. And I'd be like, yes, I know it's going to happen. And that was my idea for how that was going to work. Now, I never met Tony Robbins. I helped his wife with shoes. She was nice. I helped Jack Canfield. That was interesting too. That was cool too. I was told Jack Canfield, I said, bro. I didn't say bro. I was like, I'm gonna do what you do one day. I was that weird. I was like that guy, you know what I mean? I was that guy. But funny enough, I'm doing what I said I was gonna do. But you wanna know what it took? It took me letting go of that. In a way, I think that I wanted it, but I didn't want to put in the work. I didn't want to actually have to do it. I wanted to think about it. I wanted to go about it some new, cool, metaphysical way. But you want to know what actually got me the result? Was when I started to be it. I created a spark. I sparked it up, but not that way, okay? I sparked it up by creating that spark inside of me that said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be this version of me. What I did is I realized that I had to, in a way, go through a warrior's initiation. So my buddy that was asking me a question about this the other day, and I was giving him advice. I was giving him business advice. He's like, so this is what I'm doing. I want to do this full time. I said, well, bro, you got to do this full time and treat it like it's your full time. And you got to put you got to literally streamline your energy into it. Because what he was doing is he was putting his energy in here and here and here and here and like 5 different things. I said, no, one thing. All I did was I focused on YouTube. One thing, focused on YouTube, and I've done that now for 3 years. Now I'm starting to go into live events. I'm starting to go into different things, but it all came from stemming on one central focus. So the thing I was telling him was the same thing, but he has to take initiative. He has to, in a way, me going through my warrior's initiation. Back in the day, this is the way it worked in a tribe. Let me share this with you. Okay, I know we're not in a tribe anymore. It sounds too traditional. You're gonna hear this and go, that sounds too traditional, bro. But when it comes to a tribe, back in the day, the woman would bring up the boys, right? The boys are growing up. And then eventually the boys get to a certain age and they're being really nurtured with their mom and they're very soft and there's, and then what eventually they do is they send the boys into the woods with the men. And the men put them through a warrior's initiation. When they come back like 4 days later, they are men. Okay, they have this like work hard mentality. They've been transformed. It's called like a warrior's initiation. And in a way, my warrior's initiation was when I started, I was working that 9-to-5 job and I started making daily videos on YouTube, and I wouldn't go to bed at night unless a video was scheduled from the day before. So I was working 40 hours a week at that job, and I was also making videos 20, 30 hours a week. I was very busy. But what that did is that changed my self-identity. That changed my own work ethic. And I was then able to gain a level of confidence because I knew that whatever I put my mind into, I could accomplish. And from 3 weeks into that, a video went viral on YouTube. My channel started to explode with growth. I went from like 3,000 subscribers to 100,000 subscribers within like 4 or 5 months. And then since then, it's been growing exponentially. And it's because of that mentality. So the thing that I told my buddy that's also a millennial is you gotta go, like, I know I sound like the old guy that's right now that's like, you gotta work really hard and you gotta go through, no, I'm not telling you to go back to school and to get your degree. I'm not telling you to do any of this stuff. Do what you wanna do. The thing that millennials want is the reason lifestyle businesses appeal to millennials so much is because there's more freedom there. But in order to create a lifestyle business, you got to take the initiative. You got to spark it up, dude, but not like that. You got to throw that away and you got to focus. And maybe you could do, I don't know, you do whatever you want to do, okay? I don't do it. I focus on one thing, which is me making videos. I went through that initiation, that spark. And what ended up happening is my whole entire life transformed. So whether you're masculine or feminine, I believe that the key to this is understanding your vision, having that vision, and then deciding that that is who you are now, being that version of you. I was a YouTuber before I was a YouTuber. I was literally, had like 800 subscribers. I was like, I'm gonna go daily on YouTube. This is gonna be me. And then people would be like, what are you doing, Aaron? What have you been up to lately? And I'd be like, oh, I'm still making videos. That's how I was. And I the reflection wasn't really there yet. And then I trusted that vision. And then eventually it became my reality. So don't feel shameful. People call you millennial, okay? You didn't come here to make the same tradition that your parents did. You didn't come here to keep the status quo. You came here to change stuff. But in order to change stuff, you also came here to be a leader. And to be a leader, you got to step into your power. I did that. I have what a lot of millennials want. I got freedom. I got some technology that I get pretty good at. I've got the create life on my terms. But I had to create that, and I had to step into that role by creating the spark inside of myself and embodying that. So the thing I want you to know is I believe that in this lifetime, there's going to be a lot of transformation that happens. It's already happening. And that many of us came here to be a part of this shift in consciousness. But you came here to be a part of the shift consciousness if you're listening to this video because you only can perceive that which you are the vibration of. And obviously you're watching this video right now. But the thing I want you to know is you got to take that initiative. You came here to be a leader. Step into that role. And as you begin to step into that role, you'll find that then more and more resources come to you. I was like, how am I going to make daily videos on YouTube? That's so much content. Where am I going to get those ideas from? When you step into it, it's almost like the ideas just start coming to you. The creativity comes as you step into it. So if you're a millennial and you're listening to this video right now, understand you got to spark it up. Not like that. Spark up the inner drive. You came here to be a leader. You came here not to go with tradition, not to keep the status quo of what your mommy and dad has set up. You came here to create powerful change. But the other side of this is moving into your power. That's exactly what I had to learn. That's how I got rid of that 9-to-5 job, do what I love full time, and able to empower other people to do the same thing. That's why so many millennials want a lifestyle business, because they want freedom. But what I recommend is the way you go about doing this. A lot of you may not know how to do this. The way you go about doing this is you step into it now. You don't wait until you have to give yourself permission to do it. You decide, this is who I am. And you also make sure it's connected to your heart. Make sure it's something you're connected and you're passionate about, something you love doing, something doesn't feel like work. It does not feel like work for me to make this video right now. It's very easy because I love it. But I had to step into it. I had to create that spark, and that's the thing I think you need to hear. Make that spark within yourself. Go for it in that direction. Start to create momentum. Have a vision of something you're moving towards, and as you do, you're going to begin to create the life of your dreams. So if you also want to create the life of your dreams, and you're like, I don't know how, and you want to maybe own it, having like an online business, maybe you're like a coach, healer, you want to be a podcaster or a content creator. My buddy Victor Odo and I, who's also a YouTuber, we have something called Full-Time Purpose, which we show people how to go full-time doing what they love. We don't show people necessarily how to make a quadrillion, bajillion dollars per month. We show people how to go full-time doing what you love. It's much easier than you think. And you can do it in a high vibe way that aligns with your heart as well, like both of him and I have done. And in the top of the description box below, you will see a link to the Full-Time Purpose webinar, or you can go to fulltimepurpose.com. Join that webinar, learn our top tips, how you can do it as well, and we show you exactly step by step how to do that with our best tips and best ways to go about it. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're a millennial, don't be mad at me. And also just realize that you have a lot of power and you came here for a reason, and all you gotta do is spark it up. Not like that, spark it up though. Anyways, peace, much love, and namaste.